Barbados, we must never allow present circumstances to define our future. In the past, we were known for our strong and decisive leadership, our social, economic, and political stability, and our well-educated and productive workforce. Who we become will depend on the vision and the focus we have. These series of videos will challenge us as a people to dig deep within and find our purpose. We are Refocusing Barbados.
Hello again, this is Mac, and we are Refocusing Barbados, and sorry to have been off the air for so long. In that time I became ill. I was ill for about a week. One of these kind of silly illnesses. It's very, very miserable, but I'm okay now. It didn't mean that I wasn't thinking about you, our people. It didn't mean that I had forgotten about what we are all about, which is getting Barbadians to really look at the real problems that we're experiencing. I want to start by looking at a statement made on May Day by the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs. And this one statement really annoyed me more than anything else. He said, the layoffs are on track. Layoffs are on track. What could be so beautiful about the layoff that you could mention it as if it's some sort of achievement? You mean that you designed this thing and you're ensuring that it continues even though it produces so much pain? This is what I want to ask you, right? Are you trying to tell me by that statement that the people's pain is on track? Children unable to go to university is on track? Parents unable to feed their children, is that also on track? Bajans unable to pay their bills, on track? People losing the roofs over their heads, that is on track? People losing their minds, that also on track? People dying from stress-related diseases, is that also on track? And I want to know something. Is that your greatest achievement? It seems as though you're taking pride in doing this thing. This is what you're saying to our struggling people who have difficulty every day in making ends meet, that this thing is on track. Their pain, their hurt, their illnesses, all these things are on track. I think I can tell you something. You got a scare mind. There got to be some mystery illness in your mind that we don't know of or we have never heard of. Because I don't understand what could be an achievement to see people in pain, people suffering, and you can declare to a nation in an interview that these things are on track. Every time we see an image of you, President, in the newspaper, you are smiling. And while you are smiling, there are thousands of babies over there who are crying every single day. Chris, I can tell you something. And I want the people of Barbados to understand this. There's one thing that is not on track. The removal of this government from office by peaceful means. That is not on track. We can't afford for a sick-minded person like Chris Sinclair to continue to do this to our people. We cannot afford that at all. I want to read something to you, my people. So I had a son May 17th, 2014, right? This is at a get together at Casa Grande Hotel on May the 16th. The Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs here he is smiling with all the little kids, 200 of them from his constituency. You see that image? It ain't easy to feed 200 children. Their parents out there with 2-3 children can't get them fed. He can feed 200. That means he got money. That's obvious. He got money to feed them. He can't go there with an empty pocket. Can't go tell this ram that put this on my ticket. Even if you put my ticket, you still got to pay that some point in time. But this is the statement I am referring to. And he's talking about the vandalizing of the property at Paradise Beach, which was supposed to have been 4 seasons. I wish the government told us so many kids, oh, it's starting now, it's starting next year. We have the investors lined up and everything. That big bundle of foolishness that we've been telling them. They've been telling us. Listen to this. Of course, we knew of it from before. I want to ask you a simple question. Did you know when you took the office of Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs that the job was too big for you? Did you know that you were not prepared for that job? Did you know that you were a boy trying to do a man's job? Did you know all that? Did you know all those things? Couldn't you at that time say to our Daniel Prime Minister David Thompson that you don't know anything about economics or finance, and you can't handle the job? You took the job knowing that you can't handle it and mess up the lives of a whole nation. Everybody. A lot of suffering people in this country, and has forced people like me, a lot of like-minded people, right, to have to dip into our resources to feed people every day. I have to be feeding people. I cannot see people being hungry and do not assist them. I can't turn my back on people when they're pain. Not like you, Christine, who's always smiling while people are hurting. But that's not the only problem we have, you know. The biggest problem we have in this country is the level of fear that's among our people. We are fearful. And the question I want to ask is, who is so fearful for? There are only 16 of them in there. And they're 270,000 a week. Do the maths. They should be afraid of us, not be afraid of them. I'm going to break this cycle of fear and get up and tell this government, listen man, we had enough of you. It's time for one to go. This bare foolishness. And 16 people, 16 bad ones, can take 270,000 good ones and terrorize them, harass them with taxes, put them out of work, make them suffer, make the children suffer. You know what happens in all of that? Our young people have stopped dreaming. Their dreams to become lawyers and doctors and engineers and accountants. They can't dream like that anymore. Do we want a society where our young people stop dreaming? Do we want a society with such high level of hopelessness? We walking around like we don't know where we are or who we are? We are proud people. We are resilient people. We need to get it and put an end to this foolishness. And looking at the NCC foolishness, because that's all they can call it. The Minister of the Environment, Dr. Dennis Lowe, did real nonsense with that. I'm ashamed of him. He doesn't care about the lasting first world policy. People there working, who've been working in there for 10, 15 years, they've gone home, and people who got a job just before election and after election still working. Cherry picking people to send home. Dr. Lowe, this is not only talking to you, you know me well, right? I'm giving you to the 24th of May 2014 to correct that. You hear what I tell you? I'm giving you to the 24th of May 2014 to correct that. And that's all I will say to you. Barbadians and previous episodes I will say to you, talk to me. Now this is what I'm going to ask you to do. Join me. Because there are a lot of many people out there like me who want to get up and do something with this nonsense. So join us. Let us organize ourselves. Say to this government, we want you out of office. You have no legitimate right. When we went to the polls last year and elected a government, that was a government by the people. So then, after that, government through its policies and its attitude should reflect a government for the people. There's nothing about what they have done after the election to tell us that they are a government for the people. And when a government refuses to be a government for the people, it needs to be removed. And we have to do that. We have no choice. We cannot let them believe that we are afraid of them. Again, do the math. 16 bad ones to 270,000 good ones. Let me fight them. Let me start the fight from the 24th of May. You understand? 2014. All the best to you.